You are standing on a small, quiet platform in the heart of the Scottish Highlands. The station is a beautiful, old building made from heavy grey stones that have been weathered by a century of rain and wind. These stones are covered in tiny patches of green moss, making the building look like it has grown directly out of the earth. The air is cool and incredibly fresh, carrying the scent of damp soil, pine needles, and the sweet, earthy smell of purple heather from the nearby hills. It is a very early morning, and a soft, white mist covers the ground like a thick, cotton blanket. You can only see a few meters in front of you, which makes the world feel very private and small. You are waiting for the Highland Express, a legendary train known for its comfort and its slow, beautiful route. There is no one else on the platform. It is just you and the silent mountains hidden in the mist. You feel a sense of excitement, but it is not a nervous feeling. It is a calm, deep excitement, like the feeling you get before opening a favorite book. Your luggage is light, and your mind is starting to feel light, too. The worries of your daily life are far away, left behind in the busy city. Finally, you hear a distant, low sound, a rhythmic vibration that travels through the stone platform and into your feet. It is the train. It appears slowly through the white mist, its dark green paint glowing softly in the morning light. The engine is large and powerful, but it moves with a gentle grace. It stops perfectly in front of you without a loud noise. The heavy doors open with a soft, inviting sound, and a friendly conductor in a dark uniform smiles and welcomes you aboard. You step up into the warmth of the train, leaving the cool morning air behind. You are beginning a journey through a land of legends, and you feel completely ready to let go. You walk down the narrow hallway of the train, feeling the soft carpet beneath your shoes. You find your private carriage and step inside. It is a wonderful space, designed for total relaxation. The seats are large and wide, covered in a deep, dark blue velvet that feels incredibly soft to the touch. You sit down and immediately feel the heavy cushions support your body, allowing your muscles to relax for the first time in a long time. Next to you is a very large window, perfectly clean, offering a wide view of the world outside. On the small wooden table, the conductor has already placed a cup of warm tea. The steam rises from the cup in slow, elegant patterns, swirling in the air before disappearing. The interior of the carriage is decorated with polished dark wood and brass details that glow warmly in the soft light of a small lamp. Everything here is quiet and safe. You lean your head back against the soft, padded headrest and close your eyes for a second, listening to the silence of the cabin. The train begins to move so gently that you only realize it because the station building slowly starts to slide away. There is no sudden movement, just a smooth transition into motion. You are leaving the station and the town behind, moving slowly into the green heart of the hills. You feel a deep sense of privacy. In this carriage, there are no distractions. There are no ringing phones, no computer screens, and no people asking for your time. This is your own private sanctuary on wheels. You take a slow sip of your tea, feeling the warmth spread through your chest. You are safe, you are warm, and the journey has truly begun. The train moves deeper into the highlands, and the landscape begins to open up before you. Outside your window, the hills are covered in the most vibrant green grass you have ever seen. In Scotland, these wide, deep valleys are called glens, and they are famous for their ancient beauty. The mist from the morning is slowly starting to lift, rising into the sky in thin, white ribbons. As the air clears, you see hundreds of small sheep grazing on the steep hillsides. From this distance, they look like tiny, soft white clouds that have fallen from the sky and decided to rest on the green grass. The movement of the train is like a slow, rhythmic dance. It follows the natural curves of the hills, never moving too fast. You watch the landscape change with every minute. Sometimes the train passes a small stone cottage sitting alone by a stream. You see a thin trail of gray smoke coming from the chimney, and you imagine the cozy fire burning inside. You think about the people living there, far away from the noise of the modern world, living a life that is connected to the seasons and the land. You feel a deep connection to this peaceful way of life as you watch it pass by. The world outside is moving, but inside your carriage, everything is still. You are just a quiet observer, a traveler in a land of peace. Your breathing begins to match the slow, steady rhythm of the wheels on the metal tracks. You breathe in the quietness, and you breathe out your tired thoughts. Each breath makes you feel a little heavier, a little more relaxed, and a little closer to the heart of the Highlands. As the train continues its journey, it begins to follow the edge of a loch, the Scottish word for a lake. This loch is very long and very deep, stretching between two high mountains. The water is as still and flat as a sheet of glass. Because there is no wind, the surface of the water acts like a perfect mirror. It reflects the dark, rocky mountains and the soft gray clouds in the sky so clearly that it is hard to tell where the land ends and the water begins. The water looks cool and mysterious. You watch the tiny ripples created by a bird landing on the surface far away. The color of the water is a beautiful silver, but as the train moves into the shadow of a mountain, the silver turns into a deep, dark indigo. You feel the absolute calmness of the water entering your own mind. Just like the loch, your mind is becoming still and clear. The busy waves of your daily worries are disappearing, leaving only a smooth surface of peace. The train follows the curve of the water for a long time, and you find yourself staring at the reflections for miles. You see a small wooden boat tied to a pier near a lonely boathouse. The boat rocks very gently in the water, a slow and repetitive movement. You feel that same gentle rocking in your own seat. It is a very natural and comforting movement that reminds you of being a child. The loch is a place of silence and ancient history, and as you travel along its shore, you feel like you are being washed clean by the sight of the pure, silver water. In the distance, the high mountains of the Highlands finally appear in their full glory. In Scotland, these mountains are often called Munros, if they are high enough. Their tops are currently hidden inside soft, grey clouds, which makes them look grand and mysterious, like giants wearing hats made of mist. These mountains are not covered in trees. Instead, they are made of dark, ancient stone and patches of tough purple heather. They have stood in this exact place for millions of years, watching the world change while they remain exactly the same. They are a symbol of strength and silence. As the train moves closer to their base, you feel a sense of protection. The mountains are so large that they block the wind and the noise, creating a safe, quiet space in the valley below. The train begins to climb a little higher now, moving slowly up the side of a hill to cross a mountain pass. You can look down into the valley you just left. Everything below looks small and perfectly peaceful, the tiny river, the small cottages, and the narrow roads. The height does not make you feel nervous. Instead, it makes you feel like you are floating high above your problems. The mountains are a reminder that the earth is stable and strong. You can afford to rest because these stone giants are holding the world steady for you. You lean your head against the window and feel the coolness of the glass, watching the dark stone of the mountains pass by like a slow, silent parade. The train now enters a thick, ancient forest of Scots pine trees. These trees are very tall and straight, with reddish bark and dark green needles that stay green all year round. The light that enters the forest is soft and filtered, turning into a beautiful golden green color. As the train moves through the trees, the shadows pass over your window in a very regular, rhythmic pattern. Dark, then light. Dark, then light. It is a very hypnotic effect, like a slow fan turning in a room. You close your eyes for a moment and imagine the smell of the forest, the sharp, clean scent of pine resin and the cool, damp smell of the forest floor covered in moss. This forest is a secret home for many animals. If you look closely, you might see a red squirrel jumping between the high branches or a deer standing perfectly still among the shadows. The forest feels like a very safe place, protected from the wind and the sun by a roof of green needles. You feel like you are being hugged by the woods. The deep, natural colors are very resting for your eyes. Every time a shadow passes over your face, you feel your eyelids becoming a little heavier. The rhythmic shush shush sound of the wind in the trees blends with the sound of the train. You are moving through a green tunnel of peace, and you are sinking deeper into the soft velvet of your seat. A light, misty rain begins to fall against the windows of the carriage. This is a very common thing in Scotland, and the people here have many words for it. It is a soft, gentle rain that doesn't feel cold or gray. It feels like the land is taking a long, refreshing drink. You hear the tiny, delicate drops tapping against the glass. Tap, tap, tap. It is a very soothing and predictable sound. The rain washes the dust away and makes the green of the hills look even deeper and more vibrant. You watch the small drops of water gather together and race each other down the window pane in zigzag lines. Outside, the world is becoming soft and blurry, like a painting that hasn't dried yet. This creates a wonderful feeling of being tucked in. You are warm, dry, and perfectly comfortable inside the train, while the world outside is being washed clean. The sound of the rain is like a natural lullaby. It is a repetitive, rhythmic sound that helps your brain let go of any remaining thoughts. You feel very cozy, like you are in a small cabin in the middle of a storm, but without any danger. The rain is a gift from the sky, bringing silence to the hills and a deep sense of calm to your journey. You watch a single drop of water move slowly across the glass, and you feel your own mind moving just as slowly. The train begins to cross a magnificent bridge made of stone, known as a viaduct. This bridge has many tall, elegant arches that reach deep down into a wide valley. As the train moves across the top of the bridge, you feel like you are flying through the air. Far below you, a small river with crystal clear water rushes over smooth brown stones and fallen branches. The sound of the train changes as it moves onto the stone structure. The noise becomes deeper, a hollow rumble rumble that echoes against the arches. You look out at the wide, spectacular view of the Highlands from this high point. You can see for many miles in every direction. There are no cities here, no tall office buildings, and no bright neon lights. There is only nature in its purest and most beautiful form. The bridge is incredibly strong and has stood here for a long time, holding thousands of trains. You feel completely safe and supported. The strength of the stone bridge is a sign of human skill, and the beauty of the valley is a sign of nature's power. They work together perfectly to give you this moment of absolute peace. You watch the river disappear into the distance, and you feel the stability of the stone beneath the train, which helps you feel stable and calm inside yourself. The clouds in the sky begin to break apart, and the sun starts its slow descent toward the horizon. This is what photographers call the golden hour. The light changes from a bright white to a warm, glowing orange and deep gold. This light touches the tops of the mountains and makes the long grass in the valleys look like a sea of liquid gold. The shadows in the hills become very long, soft, and blue. The world is clearly preparing for the end of the day, and everything seems to slow down even more. You watch the sun slowly dip behind a high, rocky peak, creating a crown of light around the mountain. The colors of the sky are shifting every minute, moving from orange to a soft pink, and then into a deep, regal violet. It is perhaps the most beautiful sunset you have ever seen because it is so quiet and so vast. The warmth of this golden light seems to enter the carriage through the window, and you feel a warm, glowing sensation in your own chest. The day is almost over, and the night is coming. This is a natural, beautiful transition, and you feel completely ready for it. You feel a sense of completion. You have traveled a long way today, and now your spirit is ready to find its own version of the golden hour, a time of rest and quiet beauty. You decide that it is time to move from your seat to your sleeping cabin. You walk down the hallway, which is now lit by soft, warm lamps. Your cabin is a small, perfectly designed room with a very comfortable bed. The sheets are made of high-quality white linen, and they feel cool and crisp against your skin. At the foot of the bed, there is a heavy, traditional wool blanket. It has a beautiful, tartan pattern of dark green, blue, and a thin line of red. You turn off the main overhead light, leaving only a tiny, warm reading lamp by the pillow. The room is small, but it does not feel crowded. It feels like a cozy, wooden cocoon that was made just for you. You can feel the gentle, constant vibration of the train through the floor and the walls. It is a very low, steady frequency that acts like a massage for your nervous system. You change into your most comfortable clothes, enjoying the feeling of the soft fabric. You sit on the edge of the bed for a moment, looking out the window at the darkening landscape. You are ready to stop being a traveler of the world and start being a traveler of your own dreams. The cabin is your sanctuary, a private space that travels with you through the dark Scottish night. You finally lie down on the bed and pull the heavy tartan blanket up to your chin. The weight of the wool is very comforting, like a gentle hand resting on your shoulder. You look out the window one last time before closing your eyes. The sun is completely gone now, and the sky is a deep, velvet blue, almost black. You can see the silver reflection of the moon in a small stream that runs beside the tracks. The world outside is now a land of shadows and moonlight. The train is moving more slowly now, as if the engine itself is becoming tired. You hear the rhythmic sound of the wheels on the tracks, click-clack, click-clack. It is a very slow and regular beat, like a heartbeat. You focus on this sound, letting it wash over you. You feel your muscles relaxing one by one. You relax your toes, then your legs, then your hands and your arms. Every part of your body is becoming heavy, as if you are sinking into the soft mattress. The night is like a huge, soft blanket that is covering the entire country of Scotland, from the high mountains to the deep lochs. You are part of this night, and you are safe within it. With your eyes closed, you begin to imagine a vast field of purple heather. The heather is made of millions of tiny, delicate flowers that cover the hills like a thick, soft carpet. In your mind, you are lying in the very middle of this field. The ground beneath the flowers is soft and warm from the sun that shone during the day. The air is perfectly still, and the only sound you hear is the very distant, lonely call of a bird in the mountains. The smell of the heather is all around you, a sweet, earthy, and herbal scent that is the true smell of the Highlands. You feel completely connected to the earth beneath you. You are no longer a passenger on a train, you are a natural part of the landscape. The purple flowers move just a little bit in a very soft breeze that feels like a whisper on your skin. You feel as light as one of those flowers, drifting and swaying in the wind. Your mind is filled with a beautiful, deep purple color, the color of royalty and the color of deep, deep calm. You are drifting in this sea of heather, moving slowly and peacefully. In your dream, you follow the path of a small river that flows through the center of the valley. The water is cold, clear, and pure, moving slowly over smooth, round stones that have been polished by the water for thousands of years. The river never stops moving, but it always looks the same, creating a perfect balance between movement and stillness. You imagine the fish resting in the deep, dark pools of the river, their fins moving just enough to stay in one place. The river knows the way to the sea, and it never worries about which turn to take or how long the journey will be. It simply flows, trusting the gravity of the earth. You are like that river now. You are flowing toward the ocean of sleep. You do not need to think about how to get there. The natural current of your relaxation is taking you there automatically. The sound of the water is inside your head now, a soft, continuous, shhh sound that is the most relaxing sound in the world. It washes away any leftover thoughts or worries from your day. You are clean, you are calm, and you are flowing into the dark. The English words you have heard and thought today are now becoming very soft and blurry in your mind. Mist, heather, glen, loch, stillness, peace. You don't need to translate these words anymore. They are no longer just language or vocabulary. They have become feelings. The word peace feels like the soft velvet of your seat. The word stillness feels like the cold, deep water of the loch. The word sleep feels like the heavy, warm blanket on your chest. You are becoming fluent in the language of the night. It is a language that has no grammar and no difficult rules. It is just a feeling of being completely safe and completely cared for by the world around you. The train is like a giant, friendly animal that is carrying you through the darkness. The Highlands are like a quiet mother, watching over your rest from the high mountain tops. You are a part of this ancient, beautiful world, and you belong here. You are fluent in the language of deep relaxation, and your mind is ready to stop speaking and start dreaming. The journey through the Highlands is almost over, but you are not waking up. Instead, you are arriving at the final station, which is the very center of a deep and beautiful sleep. The train stops in your mind, but the feeling of slow, gentle movement continues. You are drifting now, far away from the tracks, the stones, and the metal. You are floating in a world made of soft clouds and silver moonlight. There is no more clicking sound from the wheels, and there are no more shadows. There is only the sound of your own quiet, regular breath. You are safe. You are warm. You are deeply relaxed. The Scottish hills are silent, the lochs are still, and the stars are shining brightly above the mist. Everything in the universe is exactly as it should be. You have reached your destination. You are home in your sleep. Your journey is finished, and a new one is beginning in your dreams. Sleep now. Deep, deep sleep. Good night.